Others will join. Good morning, Miss Deepika. Okay, so good morning all. Thank you so much for joining the fourth session of our Excel training. So just to recap what we learned uh, in the last Tuesday's session. So we learned about highlighting duplicates, and we learned a little bit about the if function, and then we learned about rounding values, and also we learned a short key to strike through values in Excel. So today we are going to learn three things about freezing panes, conditional formatting, VLOOKUP, and another short key to insert rows. Right. So y'all can open up the worksheet that I have shared in the Learn Excel channel in Telegram, and same time let me present my screen to you. Okay. Miss Benazir, is my screen visible? Miss Tanya, is my screen visible to you?
Yes, Mr. Ayesh.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is a very simple one. So freezing panes. So I think most of you all may know about this, but for those who don't know, let me teach the purpose of using this feature. So when you have a huge database in one sheet in Excel, so when you move down and sideways, you will not be able to see even the subject and what you are actually referring to. So if you are move like this, you will not be able to see. So that is why we use the option of freezing panes, so that you could always see the subject tab, and also you could make certain columns visible for you to easily identify to whom or to which category the details that you are scrolling through is related to. So for that, what you have to do is you have to go to the home tab. But first you go to the home, before you go to home tab, you have to select from where you want to freeze the panes, right? So let's see, now we want to see the subjects, and we want to see the first name and the second name, right? So then you have to select this column. You want to see the subject panel and the first name and the surname of the record. Click on this cell, and then in the home tab, go to freeze panes. Select freeze, the first option, freeze to row 3, column C, right? Then you will see here the subject line is always visible, no matter um, how much you scroll. Even though sideways, you will be able to see the first name and the surname. So that let's say this is an employee database. So if it is, if you are moving, so you will see the addresses, contact numbers, emails, and so on. So then you know whose detail is this. So this is useful for a large database, right? So this is how you freeze panes. Uh, Let me show you again. So same time you can unfreeze also. You can click on same icon, click on unfreeze, then it will be unfrozen, right? So select the cell that you want to freeze from. So here you want to see the columns up to column C you want to see, and up to row 3 you want to see. So then you have to click on the next cell uh, where uh, where you want the rest to see. Click on freeze panes, it will be frozen, right? It's a very simple one, but easy to work with if you use it. All right, so with that, if you all do not have any clarifications, I will move on to a very interesting feature, which is called conditional formatting. So before I move on, any questions on this? All right. So conditional formatting. So let's say now you have a database. So here, this is just an example of a database. So you have the names and some subjects. Let's say these are students and these are the subjects that they are following. So you want to highlight these subjects in different colors. So let's say now English, you want to highlight the cell in yellow. So are you going to refer to all the English cells and highlight all these one by one? And what if you want to make Sinhala another color, right? So are you going to one by one go and highlight? No. So let me tell you a little trick, right? So you can select on the section, entire selection, where you want to use the conditional formatting. In the home tab, here you can see conditional formatting, right? Click on conditional formatting. So what we are learning today is color scales in conditional formatting, right? It's the fourth option, color scales. You go to more rules, right? Go to more rules, and then you have to select a rule. So what is the rule that you are going to give, right? So here you can select format only cells that contain. So this is a text, no? So you can select format only cells that contain, and here format only cells with, you have to select. Now this is not a value, this is a text. So here you can select specific text containing, and I'm going to type English, right? And then preview. So here select the formatting option what you want to do. So you can there are certain options. So you can change the format of the cell, you can change the font type, or you can even add borders. But what I am going to select here is the color patterns. So let me select yellow for English, and if I select OK, right here, then it's it will automatically highlight the English subjects in yellow, right? So let me say now, since I have already given the condition here in this selection, if I change Tamil to English, it will automatically change the color to yellow. English, yellow. So likewise, you can again select on the same selection, give another conditional formatting. Again, we'll use the same one, color scales, more rules, format only cells that contain, and then we are going to select specific text, and then this time it is Sinhala. Go to format, we'll give blue color to Sinhala. Select OK, so it automatically marks all the cells, right? So I will, okay. Any questions on this? So you can easily identify, right? So this is done automatically. You don't have to do one by one. And if you select on an entire column and apply these rules, so whatever the records you fill in, it will automatically be captured. Let me show it for you. Select the entire column, go to conditional formatting, color scales, more rules, format cells that contain specific text. We will use the word Tamil. We will use this color. Okay, okay. So when you type Tamil, it will automatically apply that conditional formatting that we have given. Okay. Any questions, clarifications on this conditional formatting color scales? Anyone?
It's clear, Mr.
All right. So anyone who learned this for the first time? Did you all know about this function? Uh, Anyone who learned this for the first time?
I learned that.
All right. So Miss Deepika, Miss Bhagya. Okay, great. So y'all can even Miss Benazir. Right. That's good. So okay. Then let me move on to the VLOOKUP. Another interesting formula in Excel, I believe that all of you were looking forward in getting to know. Right. So why we use the VLOOKUP function is, let's say now you get a database, right? And then you get another database which has, let's say you have a student database, for example, right? Okay, you have the student name and okay, what I have taken is an employee database. So here, okay, so you have employee name and the level of work, working level of the employee, right? And then you get another database, right? Okay, so here you don't know their branches, but you want to know to which branch they're actually attached to, right? But you have that in another database. So this is the other database. So here you have all the branch details of the same employees, their IPF numbers and the branch. So how do you combine these two information into one single sheet? So how do you get the branch detail uh, to this sheet, right? Are you going to, go to one by one and see, okay, 1,000, okay, then you go to this record, okay, 1,000, he's from LNU, copy and paste it here. Is it what you're going to do? Or let me show you how you can do it. So simply type equal VLOOKUP. When you type VL, automatically you get this. Double click on this, and then you have to select the lookup value. So this is the value. So when you are doing a VLOOKUP, you have to have a common factor, common value in both the sheets that you are doing the VLOOKUP. If not, because now how this sheet works is, so when you have a, let's say EPF number is the common value for this sheet and the sheet containing the branch detail. So then you have to select this common value, right? And comma, it says what you have to select next. Then you have to select the database which contains this detail that you want to extract, the table array. I will go to this second sheet and let me select. So when you are selecting this database, you have to be very mindful on this. Now I said about the common value, right, which is the EPF number. So you have to always ensure select the criteria keeping the common value as the first column, right? So I'm not selecting this like this, because then, so this is not the common value, this is just a number, but EPF number is the common value. So I select it like this. So I have to select like this, putting the common value to the front column, and then now you have selected this, again comma, right? So then you have to put the number of the column that you want to extract the information. So since we selected from this, starting from EPF number, column B, the column number you have to put for the VLOOKUP is 3, right? This will be your first column of the selection. This is the second column. This is the third column. So even here it shows you can click from here as well, but let me just type it. The column number 3, right? Again comma, and then Excel is asking whether you want to do an exact match or an approximate match. So we want to get an exact match, right? You don't want to get an approximate match. So here you can either double click on false, exact match, or you can type 0 here, right? So it says it's exact match, and then the bracket is already closed, and click on enter. Here you have the VLOOKUP, right? Double click, so you get all the records from this sheet. Even though it is not two sheets in the same workbook, you can do the VLOOKUP. Let's say you have two different workbooks, it is the same thing that you have to do. So just to make it easy, I took the example from the same sheets in a single workbook. Let me tell this to you again, right? I think you all may have confused a little, so let me explain to you again, right? Okay. Here now, okay, let me do a little change. Now let's say this, okay. Let's say now, can you remember I mentioned about this common value, the EPF number, right? I asked you that this has to be the first column of your selection, right? So imagine if the common value of the data sheet that you are extracting the information is in the last column, then you will definitely have to cut and paste the common value into the front. Now I have the EPF number. It doesn't apply to this sheet because you are getting the VLOOKUP here. Let me show you again, right? Equal lookup, select the common value, comma, go to the selection where you want to extract the information. Now here I am selecting from the first column because the EPF number is here now. Earlier, so I'm not selecting like this because then I have omitted the EPF number, common value, right? I'm selecting from here, comma. So now it's the fourth column. Huh? Earlier it was the third column because we selected from the entire selection, entire table. So now the branch detail is in the first, second, third, fourth column. So I'm going to give 4, right? Here, 4, comma. Since it's exact match that we are looking, so you can select on this exact match, double click, you can select, or if not easily, you can type a 0. Here you can see the VLOOKUP. Right. Was this clear? Anyone who needs assistance again on this? I'm more than happy to clarify because this is a little bit of an advanced formula in Excel. But can I know whether anyone, because don't worry, because we all are here to learn. So I want all of you to clarify your doubts on doing this VLOOKUP. So anyone would like to? Well, yes, bye.
Mr. Ayesh, could you please repeat it again?
Yes, absolutely. And
Thank
also, you can maybe keep yourself unmuted and you can ask questions whichever in the area that is not clear to you. Okay, let me start again, right? So when you're doing the VLOOKUP, let's say first of all, you have to have two sheets to do the VLOOKUP. It can be the same sheets in a single workbook, or it can be two different workbooks. So let's say this is another workbook, right? Or it can be in two different workbooks, or it can be two sheets in the same workbook. So now here you have a database of employees. You only have the level of their work, but you want to get the branch detail. In the other sheet only, you have the branch detail of these employees with the EPF numbers and all. So you are going to give a formula. Here, the formula is equal VLOOKUP. When you just type VL, you will get the VLOOKUP. Double click on this. Then you select, I said that you have to have a common value. Now, for example, now let's say you have two databases and now you want to know Mr. Samal's branch, right? But to get Mr. Samal's branch, now let's say now you can't go by Samal no, because there now when we take license, so we have thousands of employees, right? So there can be many Samals. So because of that only, we have to refer to a common like a unique code to each member. So EPF number is something unique, like the NIC number. So only this 1000 is only applicable to Mr. Saman Pereira, who is an executive, right? So you select on this common value that is also available in the sheet that you are extracting the information, right? This is the lookup value, comma, right? You can refer to this tab, okay? Yeah, it's easy when you refer to this tab, okay? You selected, okay, here, let me do again. You selected this EPF number, which is B4, right? B4, comma. Then the VLOOKUP is asking for the table array. Now you have to go to the section which contains the information that you want to extract. And if you can remember, I mentioned now this common value EPF number which we have selected here should be the first column of our selection in the place we are extracting data. So here it is in the first column. So let me select this entire area, right? Again, once you select here, once you select this entire area, again put a comma, and then it is automatically asking, so what is the column that we want to extract the information. You can double click on this also. It says the column 1 is EPF, column 2 is the number, 3 is first name, and 4 is the branch. So you can double click like this, again it will come the column number, or even you can simply type 4 because the branch detail is there in the column 4, comma. uh, then it's asking whether you want an exact match or an approximate match. Always go for the exact match, because if you go for an approximate match, it will look for like, let's say now there is someone from EPF number 1000 and EPF number 10,000. So then this will go for the 10,000 option as well if 1000 is not available. So because of that, always select false exact match. You can double click, then it says here false, or no, if not, you can simply put a 0, or you can, let's put false here so that we do it in that way as well. Enter. Here you have your VLOOKUP. One more thing you have to consider is now the type of the cell. We learned about formatting cells, right? So here the formatting is set to general, right? And here also the formatting is set to general. All these are general. So you can't do a VLOOKUP if you have two different types of formats in the cells. So let's say here we change this to text. We change this to text, and then this one we change to number, right? Okay, now we have changed the type. Okay, let me do the VLOOKUP and let's see whether it is working. Okay, because now here the formatting of the cell is set to number. Here the formatting we have set to text. Right, let's do the for VLOOKUP. Select this, go to the table array, select this, branch, false. It's working. I'm sorry. It's working. Okay, right. But sometimes you get errors, so check for those minor details as well, because when I was trying, certain times I have got certain errors because the formattings were different. So you all sometimes may encounter such type of problems. Okay, so is this clear? So this is the last tip for today. So Miss Bhagya, are you clear, or anyone who needs more clarification on this?
It's clear, Mr. Ayesh. Thank you so much.
All right, no worries. Miss Benazir, Miss Deepika, what about you all? Is this clear to you, or do you want me to do another demonstration?
It's clear, Mr. Ayesh.
All right, all right. Thank you very much. So even if it is not clear, please refer to the recording again. And I want all of you all to try this with me. So that's why I'm sharing the workbook also in the Telegram channel so that you all can open it up. And also same time I'm demonstrating, you all can work out and see, right? So also the most other important thing is practice. So that is one reason I am doing this training as a series of short trainings, because you all have to have time to practice whatever the tips that you all are learning. So whenever you learn, so always practice all these equations and formulas, then only you will master. If not, you will forget, and with time you will also forget that these type of features are there in Excel. So all right, with that, let me come to the short key of the day. So this is Alt IR. So this is to insert a new row. So what you have to do is just select on the row that you want to insert a row below, and then type all together Alt IR. Then you get a new row, right? It's very easy. Alt IR, right? So because sometimes when you are entering, no, if not, let's say now you want to get a new row, are you going to select and drag and drop? Is that how you are going to do? Because trust me, if the database is very large, you cannot do that. It's better to insert a row. So select the row, Alt IR. It's very easy, right? Okay, and also it comes with the same conditioning, the same format, and also see even the lines, the table lines, everything it has come. So then you can type whichever you want. Okay, so we have come to the end of today's session. Right, any requests for our next session? Any requests from you all on what you all need to learn for the next session that we are going to do on coming Tuesday?
Mr. Mahesh, Mr. Ayesh, I think I learn mail merging from Excel to Word. That will be a grateful thing that if you can demonstrate. Okay.
Sure, I will teach you mail merge as well in the coming session. Sure. Any other requests? All right then. Thank you very much for taking time to learn, and I hope to see all of you on next Tuesday. Till then, have a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ayesh.
Thank you, Mr. Ayesh.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Ayesh.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Ayesh.
You're welcome.